Okay. Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live for the Stanionis versus Jared Boots Ennis, and this thing keeps blinking, and it is killing me. Hold on a second. I had a StreamYard set up, peeps, and I had some very bad news. It crashed. Carlos, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Anthony Jackson in the building. You guys come in, hit that like button. I have to go to the Zone app. Isn't it on the Zone, right? Because I see everything and then, okay, we got prelims. I'm more interested in the UFC tonight. Anonymous visitor, Dennis Brown, Arizism, McCall. Counterpunch to you. Counterpunch in the building. All right, let's see. All right. Juan Guan cut. Love from Britain. Let's see what we got. Kurt, what you got? What got you into boxing? Well, boxing family, man. Dad was a boxer. Uncles, I mean, it's just always been a part of the overall. It's always been a part of the overall family of boxing. So it's just always been a part. Let me see here. I got Boots winning. Yeah, I mean, okay, the event has finished. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta. What time is it over there, Kurt? These USA fights are a killer for me, man. Yeah, it is 7:46 because I'm in Central Time, but we have so many time zones, don't we not? Let's see. It's 8:45. Kurt, I think Boots will be too much for Stanionis. Well, we'll see. But what the hell? Let's see. Sign up. Main event is 9:30 Central Time. I'm trying to find it, but there we go. Hope Boots can showcase his best ability. Backing Boots. He is Eddie's boy. Eddie is my boy. So Boots all the way. Anonymous visitor. You know. Okay, that's the press conference. Okay, this is this. Make the days count. Hmm. This is weird. Too weird. Counterpunch boxing news. Prime Floyd, prime Calzaghe. Floyd. Calzaghe's bigger though. So what weight class? But even nah, I don't see a prime Mayweather. You're not gonna beat Mayweather because Mayweather's just better than Calzaghe. Calzaghe was good for the size. He was a volume puncher. He didn't get tired. He was very good. I mean, it probably would have been kind of like Floyd versus maybe a Ricky Hatton fight. You know, Money Floyd or Pretty Boy Floyd. Floyd had two primes. Yeah, Floyd had two different times he fought. One was very, very aggressive, which he didn't get the credit for, and the other one was very defensive, which he didn't get the credit for either. No way, Joe would have mopped him. Or Carlos. Maybe it could have been like Calzaghe Floyd could have probably been like Floyd Castillo. Because everybody knows Castillo gave Floyd the blues. Okay. Yeah, this is weird. I don't see it, and that's the bother. That's what's bothering me. Okay, here we go. Jose Chavez in the building. Counterpunch to you, brother. Let's see. Is it come Rob? I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, lots of early stoppages. Let me see if I can go out and come back in. Plant will slap Charlo all over the ring. Okay. This is weird. Gemma Allen. Gemma, counterpunch to you. Um, oh, let's see. I know what to do. Yo, CPB, I'm coming to Miami soon. Can we hit pads together? Depends on when you're coming, man. Depends on when you're coming. Tony Lyons in the building. Yo, just jumped on. What we talking about, G? Stanionis versus Boots Ennis. Kurt, would you rather be KO'd to the head or body? Body. I mean, even though the body is more painful, your liver is more regenerative than your brain cells. You can't get those back. you know? Let's see here. CJ in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Skrilla 50. Kurt, I saw your video about Wilder resurrecting his career. It won't happen with Malik Abdu as his trainer. You know, Kurt, you got some Niger blood with the bongos. Yes, sir. Smash that like button, guys. Show your support for the channel and subscribe and share. Counterpunch to you. Let's see. Quick share. I need to do this here. Okay, so let's try the cast here. There we go. Kate Scott would train Wilder better than Malik Abdu. They clowning him. I said, make sure the other device is on the same web. Yeah. Hold on a second. I tell you, let's see. It's I just want to hit pads with you in Miami. No spar. You're way out of my weight class. I'll be in Miami in June. Well, I'll be in Texas at that time working, but we may we'll see. We'll see what you got. Um, which is weird. So nothing's working. The casting is not working for this. The zone's not working at all on my TV. It's hooked up, but it's just not showing the fight, which is stupid because I know it's on the zone, right? So now, hey Kurt, what you think of who will win if Moses and Caballo fight? I think at some point they will try Caballo, and I think it will be only after he goes to he gets a loss or two. Cabello has to lose, man, for him to get that brave to put Moses Atoma in there with him because that's not a smart idea. Moses Moses will get him because I think what Cabello is what 33, 33, 32. Yeah, this is um well the problem with this is they have a I'm using my recorder device to try to connect to the television. So it plays whatever the TV plays, but the TV's not working because it's not connecting even though they're on the same Wi-Fi. Don't count out Moses. Cabello's body work is too much for most heavyweights. Well, keep in mind you have to keep that going. Like you can't let Cabello come in and dictate body work with you. You know? And in fact, this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to um damn. Okay. Hmm. Come on, people, get them likes up. Yeah, let's get those likes up. But most importantly, I don't like reporting a fight that I can't see. This is ridiculous. Let me see here. All right. Lucas, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I never seen it like this jacked up. Yeah. Let's try this because maybe you have to reset it. Hey, and there it is. Cool. All right. We're in business, people. Lee Thompson, counterpunch to you, brother Kurt. Your #1 boxing channel. Lee Thompson. Kurt, what weight class do you think you would have fought, as a pro? Depends on what stage. I mean, now it's heavyweight, bro. I'm a heavyweight. Of course. You can't, you're going to have to get down. You can't be a big dude. Kurt No BS talks facts. Gemma in the building. Counterpunch to you, brother. Let's see here. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Nope. All right, here we go. How you man's turn a boxing live into a religious politics, though. I don't know, bro. Like, you want to do that on a platform like that, not a boxing channel. That's just, I don't know, people do that shit, and I think I don't know. I don't know what they think they're going to gain out of it. What are you getting out of that? You're not. Counterpunch boxing. Why does Canelo not take rematches? I mean, he does, but he just doesn't like to. But to be honest with you, it's Canelo. Canelo was born and bred by Golden Boy. Golden Boy protected Canelo more than any other fighter. Period. And all that protection that Canelo had gave him a false sense of ability. He thought he was actually better than he was, which Canelo is a good fighter. It's just Canelo never needed the protection that he had, but he got it. So in his mind, he's thinking, well, I am Golden Boy. I'm the reason Golden Boy is where Golden Boy is. But he forgot that Golden Boy, in exchange, protected him with close fights and, weird scorecards and off the chain type decisions that were made in favor of Canelo, that he didn't really understand that Oscar De La Hoya with Golden Boy Promotions actually took care of him back. Yes, he made all the money. Yes, he made Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins and Sugar Shane Mosley a lot of money. But he forgot, Canelo forgot, that they took care of him too. So I don't even see why Canelo is even mad about that whole ordeal. But to answer your question, backstory, saying all that to say this, Canelo thought that he was better than he really was. Therefore, hence, he doesn't have to take rematches. But you got to take rematches. You have to take rematches, especially if it's debatable, especially when it's controversy, especially when people thought you lost. Kurt, make a video about the WBC tournament. Okay. Canelo Alvarez is not elite, just had the best meat. Beef! You like that beef, eh? You remember Billy Joe Saunders, man? You like that beef, don't you? You're going to get it now, my friend. Beef! You like beef? If Billy Joe, though, and here's the thing, and Canelo's good. Ford's warming up right now, by the way. He's in his locker room. He had a really good fight. I would like to see him fight Nick Ball again. That would be a pretty good fight. Pass on the meat, by the way. Pass on the meat, eh? Pass on that beef, Canelo. You like that beef, eh? That beef. Beef. Pause on the meat. Pause. Man, that's killing me. Everybody's doing that shit. Pause. Why? Why pause? People hate on Billy Joe. I like him. Well, Billy Joe made a mistake, people. He made the grave mistake of talking too soon. See, Billy Joe was talking about Danny Dubois, Hey, he quit. He quit, didn't he? He quit. He took a knee. He quit. And then moments after, like the very next year, he fights Canelo, and Canelo, oh, bow, oh. You guys remember Billy Joe? It was over with. It was over with. And he quit. He quit on his stool. Daniel quit in the ring. You know what I mean? But they both quit. And really what made that so bad, bro, that Tommy and Tyson didn't lift a finger to help Billy Joe's dad when Billy Joe tried to run to the ring and that big dude grabbed him and shoved his ass to the ground. And there were guys that did come to Billy Joe Saunders' dad's aid, but it wasn't Tommy and it wasn't Tyson. You know what I mean? So people were calling them fake gypsies and all this stuff. Ford is one of my future promising boxers to watch. P.S. Billy Joe Saunders is a twat. So, yeah, I mean, he made himself look crazy. Santa Joe Saunders was born from the Canelo payday. Well, you got that money, man. Oh, I got to get a water. Ugh. Oh, God. All right. Ford is exciting to watch. He's a good counter puncher too, man. I like when he puts his punches together, So Boots fight should be around 10-15. Nah, about around, well, maybe. It all depends on how long these fights are because, they're getting out of here. These guys are knocking these dudes out. They stopping them. They got too much testosterone. Yeah, Matisse is in the ring now. Thomas Matisse. Last bout, September 13th, 2024. Lost to Eduardo Hernandez. He promotes it even if he is cringe and aggressive. Anonymous visitor, the matchups starting to look suspect because way too many early stoppages. Well, I mean, I think it depends on how it stopped. You know what I mean? I think it depends on how it stopped. Kurt, will you ever do a collab with Showbiz? Showbiz, the adult art, man. Look, Showbiz is busy, man. Showbiz is busy with his business. Those panels, like I know Showbiz more on a personal level. Because I mean, when he does his shows, he just does his shows. I'll go on his show. But we'll see. I think I'll meet Showbiz later on the Zone or something like that. When like when the channel, because this channel's doing very well. And it just lets me know that YouTube has favoritism because certain channels are promoted, certain channels are not. And I look at the millions of views that you guys have seen over the years. I mean, millions upon millions of views. In fact, when your channel does better than the channels that you looked up to before you had a channel, that just shows you, though, you're doing your thing. You know what I mean? And needless to say, I'm thankful for all you guys, for all the millions of views, and I'm pretty sure Showbiz is too. The only thing is, if I was a person that like thought that, hey, well, subscribers, because I thought, yeah, you need a studio. I do actually. I'm working on that. So, because you get more done, instead of the overall kind of, independent in your car kind of thing. And but the thing is, it's like you look, when I had 30,000 subscribers, you're looking at it like, okay, the views are a lot higher than now. And now you're lucky 1,000, 1,200, 2,800. You're like, okay, well, what the hell is this about? Your channel's supposed to grow with your views, but that's not always the news. Bars, But yeah. But commentation, I think, will probably be one of those things that you can collab with. But you never know. You never know. So 22 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 17 by KO. Thomas Matisse. You have quality over quantity, Kurt. Appreciate you, brother. Kurt, do you still have your rivals from back in the day, like Blue Blood or whatever they were called? No. I mean, Blue Blood. No, um, I don't think a lot of those guys. Well, Blue really didn't. We had our debates. I think beefs were. I don't think it was beef. I just think it was with debate, and I think some of those guys took it that way. They took it as beef or me attacking them. I'm like, no, I'm not attacking you. I don't hate you. I just think what you say is wrong. And I let my audience know why you're wrong, because most of the audience, especially back then, that listen to things and listen to what people say that they disagree, they're always looking for someone that agrees like them. Well, for the people back then, because a lot of arguments were about Wilder. So a lot of people like, oh, okay, you hate Wilder. I'm like, I never said I hated Wilder. So it's like, hey, it is what it is. For us in Britain, it was beef because you were the only person defending AJ and speaking facts before AJ decided to embarrass us. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I mean, AJ's had some moments, man, That's why I like, that's why it's better to be a fan of boxing versus a fan of fighters. And then that's normally what happened. Like it, I never really liked the whole idea of someone building a channel off of a fighter, you know, because once that fighter's gone, that channel's gone. That channel's done. Because I mean, everyone comes to that channel for one guy. That's stupid. Cover everybody. Then they'll keep coming back. You know, Look at Ford's already opening up on him, and Matisse grabs him and tries to snatch him back. Kurt, bars. I learned the hard way. Haha. AJ depressed me and I took a break. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of people did. You're not the only one. And then that's the sad part. See, that's why, you cover everyone. See, when you just cover Joshua, then people just get set, then you see the views drop. You're like, what the hell's going on? This is good quality shit here. It took me a long time to edit these damn videos for nobody to watch them or for half the people to watch them versus before, just because AJ got beat up. Yeah, Matisse looks like he's just coming for a check. I don't know just of yet. He's, has 4 losses, 1 draw, 17 by knockout, 24 wins. You know, oh, good right hook from Ford. Ford he come off his heels to land that thing. That's something like Sean Porter would do, you know? That's a Sean Porter move. Oh, good body work. Good body work from Ford. And the problem, look at it, right hook lands. Look, the problem with Matisse, you can't walk around with someone that punches. He's trying to walk down someone without punching. He's just getting in position for Ford to make it easier for Ford. Look, Ford works. Look, right hook to the body. And then that right hook is killing him because what Ford does, he goes jab, left, and then he follows with a right hook. And then the right hook lands because Matisse drops his guard to see what he's doing. And he drops the guard because he doesn't like the body work that's Ford's bringing. Ford's coming in, bow, bow. He wraps him. If you look, he'll jab and he'll throw a left. He'll throw a left upstairs and he'll throw a right to the body. Matisse doesn't like the body punches. So what Ford goes, he says, okay, he doesn't like the body punches. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to come upstairs with a right hook. And that right hook, the last one he landed, buckled him. It buckled Matisse. He was like, yeah, because that's going to be the shot that takes it. He's either going to go to the body and give his body hell, or he's going to knock him out with the hook. And then if he ever hits him with the straight left, that's going to really do some damage to him. You know what I mean? I'm hyped for Whitaker versus Cameron too. Well, here's the thing. They got what they wanted. If you guys don't know, I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow, but for the guys people that are here, they got what they wanted. Look at that. Right hook. Boom. Yep. That knocked him off his gourd. Right there. Yeah, that hurt Whitaker. Matisse. But back to Whitaker and Cameroon. They wanted a 12 rounder. They signed for a 12 rounder. Then they tried to send another contract for Cameroon to sign, right? Which is stupid. But the thing is, they had already signed for a 12. No, the Serrano fight is not today. Yeah, that's what he's trying. He's trying a shoulder roll. Bro, you have to be good to do a shoulder roll. He's not that good. His neck's too far out. He looks like Ryan Garcia. I can't wait for Ryan to get knocked out. Knocked out. I don't mean that quitting shit he did with Tank. That was not the same. I can't wait for Ryan to get knocked out. Serrano fight July 11th. Absolutely. There you go. Okay, so at least Matisse is bringing his hands up, so that's a good sign. But I don't see he's not fighting. He's not throwing anything. He's stepping up to Ford and letting Ford tee off on him. Look at that. Bow, left, straight left. He finally throws a left hook. And I guess he's calling himself, okay, he throws a right and he lands. He needs to come right back with a right hand. Right to the body by Matisse. Come on, go back to the body with the right. He's not look, he's not doing enough, bro. And because he's worried about the counter. Oh, good straight. Oh, good straight left. He ate it. Oh, 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 oh. Matisse tries to dump him, but Ford stays up there on his neck. That dude got to have a strong neck to be walking with this cat, you know? Ford needs better dance partners. Needs to be rested. Needs to be tested. I might be speaking too soon, but I doubt it. Ryan Garcia was doing the Kaiser roll, not the shoulder roll. Yeah, he just. And I'm like, okay, what the hell's up with this dude? What's up with you, dude? I don't see anyone at 147 and below KOing Ryan. Me neither. I mean, Boots Ennis probably, but then I think, honestly, someone like Ryan will probably beat Boots. Call me crazy. And I don't really care for Ryan like that, but I think Ryan would probably beat Boots Ennis. That left hook, bro. I mean, but if you know how to fight, you know how to avoid the left hook. He's going to be a hooker. That's what Tank told him. He said, dude, all you got is a hook. You don't have shit else. Yeah. Now, and his defense is awful. And then, see, that'll be the night where that chin gives in. Especially with someone like, that Ryan, that left hook, bro. That left hook will put a lot of people on their ass. Ryan Garcia's left hook is probably one of the best left hooks that we have in the business. And that's no cap. He's a hooker. But that's his go-to in be all and end all. That's it. That's all Ryan really has right then. Rolly could KO Ryan, though. I mean, he could, I guess, if he caught him. Which is not out. What that would really shake up the world. That would make Rolly's career. Yeah, I beat that boy. I beat him. I told you I was gonna beat him. I told you I was gonna beat Ryan. They had their little sparring sessions back in the day, if you guys can remember. Sparring. Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero in the building. Ryan might be annoying, but the boy ain't no slouch, fam. Yeah, the dude will knock you out. I mean, you got to give it to Ryan. Look what he did to Fortuna. When he caught Fortuna with that shot, and he caught him so fast that he didn't even know he was hurt until he was. Bow! Oh. Because he tried to counter, and Ryan had already caught him. Oh, it was a delayed reaction. If Luke Campbell could sit Ryan on his ass, then a bigger puncher can definitely do it. Yeah, Ryan had his chin out, Ryan showed heart to that degree. He's just, Oh, good. See, there's that right hook. That right hook lands every time for Maltese. He's going to start swelling pretty soon. Ryan's win over Duarte is still underrated. Well, yeah, that was weird, and that was actually a fight that I thought he was losing. And that was some of the worst defense I've ever seen. I'm like, dude, what's the deal with you? What's happening? What do you want? What are you on about? Ryan was about to be slapped victim of Caleb Plant too. Yeah, Caleb don't play, man. Caleb. One thing people need to understand about Caleb Plant, he's not that dude. I don't know what people think and who they think Caleb Plant is. Caleb Plant is a white guy that grew up across the tracks. You know what I mean? He had a mom, had a dad. His mom was killed by the police. You guys know that, right? Caleb Plant's mom was shot by the police. You know what I mean? Caleb Plant is a tough kid. He was from that rough side of Caleb Plant. He's Caleb ain't he's not. Then he's a fighter. So you got a fighter versus a guy. He's a fighter, rough upbringing, short-tempered. Speaking of which, Jaron Ennis has just entered the building. It's a -650 plus 450 for Stanionis. So that should tell you where the odds are, right? Didn't know that about Caleb. Yeah. And it's crazy. You see a lot of these situations, and that's not really publicized a lot. But yeah, Caleb Plant's mom was shot by the police. Police shot her. Yeah. Yeah, man. Caleb Plant, yeah. So when he slapped the shit out of one of the Charlo twins, was it Jamal? He meant that shit. Because he went touching on him and shit, like touching his no, don't. For one thing, don't touch someone. You're touching someone. Like, don't touch no one. You know what I mean? You'll be better off putting your hand on someone's back than touching their head or their hair. You don't do that. And that's what happened. Right hook lands again. And see what's happening if you notice. Ooh, good combination. 1, 2, 3, 4 ended with a right hook to the body by Ford. And see, Matisse he's just throwing one shot at a time. He's just throwing a shot. He's looking to counter. He throws a jab. He throws the right. He's looking to counter. He throws another right. He throws a jab to the body. He misses. But you can tell. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that left eyebrow. Yeah. He looked like he's going down. Now he's holding. He's holding. Because Ford opened up on him. He got caught with that right hook. Like I told you guys, that he has a wet right there already. It's starting to swell, you can tell. Like I told you guys it would, because he kept hitting him in that area. Bow! 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 He catches them each time. Caleb Plant has the spirit of Charlie Murphy when he was hanging with Rick Giant. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's not one of he's not one of those guys. He grew up in what, Memphis? Memphis was like a murder capital of the world at one point, like right around now. Yeah, man, Memphis is pretty tough, man. Memphis. Memphis is not too far from Mississippi. Yeah, Isaac. Look. Yeah, he's there for a check. He's a tough fighter. You know what I mean? He's a tough, durable fighter. But he's not on the level as Ford. You can tell. Ford's getting his shots off, go to the body, and then he's showboating because he's feeling himself out there because it's round 4 of 10. And he's beating himself on the chest. He calls himself the child of success. Bars. Oh, good left uppercut. That was kind of low from Ford. Good right hand. See, Batiste wants to get close enough to shoot that right hand because that's always a counter for southpaw. That right hand lead. He wants to throw that sucker. He was talking a lot at the presser, though. Dude is too shook to fight. He here playing. Yeah, I don't think he's accustomed to this platform. This is the zone platform. You know, not everyone gets here, you know. So you see a lot of guys, he's looking at the lights and you know what I mean? Everything is, everything is alarming. If everything is alarming to you in a fight like this, that means you're not focused. You know what I mean? A lot of people that's focused, that's locked in, you'll see the difference. You see somebody like, looking and, they're looking all around. That means they're going to get knocked out because they're not accustomed to the limelight, the heat from the lights, the crowd, the energy. You know what I mean? They're, every little thing, everything throws them off. They're looking at everything. The commentators down there, the ring card girls, you know what I mean? They're not locked in. Someone that says, "Man, I only saw that dude and I don't really remember too much." That means that man, he was locked into that fight, engaged in the time, okay? In the moment. He was living in that moment. He saw that fighter and only that fighter, not the damn ring card girls walking around shaking their ass, holding up signs, not the other, not the commentators, not the lights, not the crowd, none of that. You're just focused. You're focused on getting the job done. You're focused on it. Kurt, my lower back disc hurt today during boxing training. Do I need to rest? Yeah, you need to rest, but most importantly, you need to drink lots of water and stretch that sucker. You need to stretch. It's straight right from Matisse. See, he's trying to get, good right uppercut from Ford, though, on the inside. Good body work for Ford. That ref should warn Ford, though, because he's using his elbow, because what's happening is Matisse is coming in to throw that right to the body, but then Ford is using his elbow to lobby distance. He's just putting that elbow there. Floyd used to do that shit a lot. Floyd had your ass, he was doing some open flower Muay Thai type shit on the cool. Floyd, Floyd will have that elbow in your throat pretty soon. Floyd was real good at that. Who's boxing right now? Ford versus Matisse. Ooh, good right hand from Matisse. These ring card girls with their lanky behinds, they ain't shaking nothing but bones, bro. I honestly haven't seen them. And you don't really see a lot of that. That's more of something that you would see or would be brought to your attention and live, watching a fight live. You'll see the chicks, you see them come in, you'll see them leave. Yeah, you see them then more or less than on broadcasted television because they're focused more on what the trainer is saying to the fighter and what they need to do. What's being said in the corners are more important than the ring card girl. So that's one of those live perks that you pick up on, not watching from home or from your phone or wherever. Good jab by Ford. Oh, good right to the body by Matisse, but he ate a straight left, though, going downstairs. Oh, good left hook from Matisse. Saying that the ring girl's booty looked like watch batteries. Damn. I think they did Ford wrong against Nick Ball. I mean, it was a close fight. It's just Nick was busier. Nick knew how to win. It was, it was just the work rate. Nick was just pat, 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 pat. He never stopped throwing. So, I mean, that's what won him the fight. That's why I can see them going with a decision. Ford was throwing good shots, and Ford caught Nick some. A lot. If you go back watch that fight, Ford has some good punch selection. That right hook every time, and he's going around the guard. Now Matisse has his guard, has his dukes up. Now he's on defense, but that right hook is doing a number on him. Now it's round 6. Kurt, what's your take on Benavidez becoming the champ? I think he should fight. I think he should fight for it. I don't think the way that went is bullshit. But you understand, this is the WBC. We be crooks, we be corrupt, we be cunts. You know, that's the WBC, bro. Mauricio Suleiman has been doing that shit for years. And we've seen him slowly just manipulate certain things in his favor and do things that he wants to get done. You know, things he wanted to get done. He wanted to protect Wilder, and when Fury got the belt, he wanted to protect Fury too, because he knew that those guys are high earners. They're heavyweights, so they're getting paid cold hard cash, and he gets 3% for doing absolutely nothing. From talking some bullshit politician speeches. We're going to hopefully find an opponent for Tyson Fury. If he cannot fight, clash of heads. Ouch, that sucks. That sucks. Hope there's no cuts from that, because that was a bad clash. But back to Mauricio. We will find hopefully an opponent for Tyson Fury. He is difficult because he cannot find the opponent, so we will give him time. Yeah, man. Mauricio did not want to give Dillian White his opportunity, you know? Great night, Brother Kirk. Good to see you, brother. Always great commentary. Charles Wilson in the building. Yeah, Mauricio's just, and he says, Wilder, we will wait for Wilder. We have to know these things, and the things that we do not know, we will know soon. So we will have to find out more information for this. Thank you. What the hell did you really just tell us? Nothing. Mauricio says a whole lot to say nothing. That's why you know it's completely, utterly, over the mill bullshit. Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, Mauricio just, we should go get in the car and then crank the ignition, and then we should back up, and then we should slowly pull back. After we pull back, we watch our gauge, we look in the rearview mirror, then what we do, we pull forward and put it in drive and drive forward, parking the car, taking the keys out the ignition, and getting out of the car. What did he do? Got in the car, backed up, pulled back in, and he didn't do a damn thing else. That's Mauricio. That's how he talks. That's how he talks. He doesn't do anything. Okay, Jared Ennis, Stanionis, Thomas Hearns versus Felix Trinidad. Ooh, probably Hearn, bro. The only thing is, don't let Felix catch you with that left hook, because if he catches you with the left hook, it doesn't matter if you've knocked him down. It doesn't matter if you've hurt him. He's going to get you. Okay, that's Marvin. That's okay. So he's being trained by Freddie Roach, and Marvin is really taking over for Freddie. Freddie, one of the saddest things in boxing right now is what people don't understand about Freddie Roach, and it's sad. Manny is not fighting no more, but people really cared for Freddie because of Manny. But understand, Manny's not fighting like that, so he's not. He doesn't get the recognition, but he's still sick. He still has Parkinson's, just like Michael J. Fox, just like Muhammad Ali had, so it's still there. And he said that, if it wasn't for boxing, I would probably unalive myself. And, I just, because he has no, he's not a religious person or anything like that. So he's, he was talking about, taking himself out, pulling the plug. Vernon Forrest beat him. Hearn similar, but better. Vernon Forrest beat who? Who are we talking about? Vernon Forrest did not beat Felix Trinidad. So I hope that's not who you're talking about. Felix Trinidad never fought Vernon Forrest. Neither did Oscar De La Hoya. Here's the thing. Some fights I do wonder, though, because De La Hoya had a great career. Just like Canelo, he has a great resume. But there are fights that did not happen for Oscar that you did wonder, like, what if these fights actually took place? Who would be the victor? You know what I mean? Those are those type that you wish Turkey Al-Sheikh was back there in those times, too. You know what I'm saying? Because you would have probably got a fight like that. It's just certain fights didn't happen. Like Trinidad never fought Ike Corte. De La Hoya never fought Winky Wright. You know what I mean? Oh, good right hand for Matisse. Yeah, he beat Mosley twice. I knew that's who you were talking about. You're not talking about Felix Trinidad. Felix Trinidad fought Winky Wright and got his ass boxed all night. Bars. So talking about welterweights, man, bro, you're talking to the right one. See, there's a lot of fights that did not happen that you just wanted to see. It just wasn't happening in that direction. You had a guy out of Durango, Mexico named Jose Luis Lopez. Jose Luis Lopez was one of the most dangerous fighters. He was dangerous. He had a right hand like a freaking anvil. If he hit you with that right hand, something strange was going to happen to you. He's kind of like Darnell Boone. You guys don't know Darnell Boone. Ask Andre Ward about Boone. Ask Calzaghe about Boone. Ask people about Boone. Winky Wright was a highly avoided fighter. He was. Winky Wright had fights with Trinidad, which he beat. Fernando Vargas, which they robbed him. Fernando was the up-and-coming fighter. I think he was like 18-0 or something like that. Winky Wright jabbed this dude all night. Winky Wright, the thing about Winky, he was so fair-skinned, and he also had thin skin. His skin wasn't the best. So people, I guess, seen when Fernando El Fidos used to open up on him, because El Fidos, and he would open up and it would look good, but these punches aren't landing. It's just like the Canelo Lara fight. Lara threw punches to the body, but those punches didn't land. And then if anybody knows anything about Canelo Alvarez, what is he good at doing? Going to the body. Canelo could hit you to the body and make you take a shit. Okay? He could make you draw dung out of your scum hole when he hits you that hard with a shot. This boy could drop you. So everybody's saying, oh, well, he got on his bike after he got hit by Canelo. I'm like, did he really hit Lara like you think he hit Lara? Lara has 75-inch reach. Those hands and elbows were tucked. So, yeah, Canelo was going downstairs. It looked good, but it didn't really count. It just made the judges, because it was a, Mexican crowd. So, of course, they're going to be oohs and ahs. And then every time he would shut everybody up. Everybody would, oh. Yeah, you heard a lot of that shit, too. When Lara, Winky Wright never stopped, never knocked down. I mean, Winky, though, well, I mean, not in his prime. I mean, he fought, who did he fight? Oh, yeah, he fought, good right hook to the body by Ford. And this is going to go the distance. It looks like it's going the distance. Another right hook. Yeah, Matisse is just a tough fighter, bro. He's a tough contender. But, I mean, he had a draw with a Winky Wright. I remember Peter Quillen, Kid Chocolate, El Cubano. Yeah. His dad was from Cuba, man. And the sad thing about him, he fought Danny Jacobs, bro. And Danny Jacobs opened up on him and got him out, shut his ass out. And you might have seen him twice after that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what in the hell is up with this guy? You know what I mean? Like, he had a career that was just, he beat guys like, Andy Lee, um, Gabe Rosado. You know what I'm saying? He beat dudes like this. So, I mean, he was doing well. And then he got beat by Danny Jacobs, and it was like up in smoke. I think he fought Love, what was his name? Something Love. Yeah, I think he fought Love and beat Love at 168. Canelo Alvarez versus Jaron McClellan. I was at that Jacobs Quillen fight. Nice. Yeah, he jacked Quillen. He called it Quillen early, bro. But Danny was faster, and we saw that. So, Quillen was, he was powerful. He was kind of one of those fighters that is always on edge. It's like, yeah, he could hurt you, but yeah, you could hurt him too, because when he opened up to punch, he got caught, and that was it. Danny Jacobs ran right through that dude. Straight like Dan Cheese not whooping, Gerald McClellan, not Canelo Alvarez ass out. John the Beast Mugabe, we're not Canelo's. Kurt Miller versus Wardley. Who do you got? Barrel, I'm going for Jarrell or Jarrell. I'm going for Jarrell because, like, Jarrell is a guy that I just think it will be better for boxing if if he can get a Brit win, that means he could set up for another bigger fight. So Fabio Wardley, yeah, he wants Miller, but I want Miller for Joshua. Yeah, more than likely. If he can't knock out Miller, that's exactly how it will be. Because, unless Jarrell can hurt him and can take him out. Matisse just needs to let his hands go, dude. This dude has been, you can tell bronze or toughness. He lands a right hand. Yeah, he's definitely like, he has to be. And one thing about Matisse, he has to be set to punch. He can't punch from any angle or any position. That's the problem. He can't punch for any, but yeah, so that's his bad. James likes out Tony, not Canelo ass out, just like he did James Prince. Be a good fight though. It would be a good fight because James Toney is going to be right there, just like Floyd was. Floyd outmaneuvered Canelo. So yeah, it's a good comparison because those Michigan dudes, James Toney, Floyd Mayweather, guys like that will be a nightmare for someone like Canelo, because Canelo, his whole game is that. His whole thing is, catching, you know, his whole thing is getting you on the inside and countering you on the inside. But if you're in there with someone that's better than that than you are, ooh, you got problems. Because you got somebody that knows. He knows how to counter. Kurt, Stephen Shaw versus Raphael. I don't know who that is. Pro box next fight. I would like to see Moses Atama versus Jermaine Franklin. Be a good fight for him. It'd be a good fight for him. I think he needs fights like that. He needs a Jermaine Franklin. And then, I think Anderson, big baby Anderson. I think he really needs to come back. Matisse is stinking up the joint. I mean, he just can't fight. He's just not a good fighter. He's not on the level. And then since he's not on the level, he's frustrated. And that's what you're saying. You're seeing him beat on his chest and all that silly shit. He's doing all that because he cannot punch and hit Ford, because Ford is levels over him. And this is the 10th round, dude. You know what I mean? And I'll say this to say that, he's a tough kid. He can make a few good checks, I guess, They're just trying to get him fights, right? But no, he's not getting any better than that. Matisse, 4 losses? No. We need to see Kurt versus Showbiz. Kurt versus Showbiz? Nah. Not going to happen. Anderson is bipolar when it comes to if he wants to box or not. Well, I mean, he wants money. He wants to get paid. I don't think he's in love with boxing like that. I don't think he ever was. And that's what he was telling Roy. He's like, "Ooh, good straight left and a right." And then he barely touched with that left. That left didn't really land like it could have, but that right did. So, yeah, Skrilla 50. I don't think that I don't think he really wants, I don't think he likes boxing like that. Jared Anderson, the problem is when you give a normal-minded dude ability, and a lot of people that just because they have ability, their mindset is not there. Their mindset is of the same mindset of somebody on the street corner. Try to just drink a little whiskey, smoke a little weed, chill out, relax, do shit with his day, play Xbox, PlayStation, order a pizza, smoke some more weed, chill. That's the mindset of a lot of people in America. Understand that. He don't want to get up running and jogging. That man wants to go home and smoke some weed. He wants to go home and drink some alcohol. He wants to lay up and some snatch. He's not that's big baby's mentality right there. Anderson's. Anderson that fought Bacali would have beaten Parker that fought Bacali. I don't know about that. I'm not going to say that either. One minute in the 10th, guys. So 50 seconds left. Kurt, what is your bourbon? Bourbon? I'm a top shelf dude, man. I don't really drink a lot of cheap shit. Like I like Willet. Willet's very good, but I don't drink it like that. Like I like Crown Royal XO. That's good. I would love to find some XR. I mean, some real XR. I don't mean that shit, that 18-year shit. That shit. I mean, the $400 to a $1,300 bottle. That's what I'm looking at. I used to buy them all. When I saw them somewhere, I would buy them. And the thing is, the distillery that made them closed down. So that's why they're so expensive now. So XR is very good. But, of course, you want to drink that on a special occasion, Gentleman Jack's okay. I like Gentleman Jack. You know what I mean? It's the upgrade from Jack Daniels. Just like the XO is the upgrade from all that shit. The Crown Royal Black, which is shit. Crown Royal is okay. If you're going to mix something, get you a Crown Royal. Even though I actually loved drinking Sprite and Crown Royal with a lime, which is good stuff. Michael Moore play, knock David Benavidez. Floyd Mayweather fought people that was old. The only person he fought was young was Diego Corrales and Jose Castillo. That's bullshit. He also fought Sean Bay Mitchell. He also fought Daryl Chop Chop Corley, and they weren't old fighters, especially at that time. They were young. He fought Zab Judah, which Zab Super Judah back in that day, that Judah was very, very good. So if it wasn't for Judah, if Judah would have stayed focused, and I think he gassed out, I think he couldn't keep up the pace that he had started. So his expectation on the first 5 rounds of that fight, or 6 even, were a lot different than the last. That's how he totally lost it, because he couldn't keep up with Floyd. Floyd then adjusted, but Floyd was in better shape. He was in better condition. His mindset was different because he knew that this guy has gave me a go. Okay, he knew, like, look, I got to do something about this dude. And then that's when Zab ultimately cracked and then filed him. He hit him with an uppercut to the ball sack, and then he caught him with a rabbit punch. And after he did that, if you guys don't know, that's when Roger Mayweather, y'all don't know shit about boxing, God bless the dead, comes in the ring, and the whole riot starts. You know what I mean? And then Zab tries to hit someone, and he tries to. It's just a bunch of shit. Vernon Forrest will knock Floyd out. I mean, Ford won the fight. He beat Matisse. Roger Mayweather is the original Black Mamba. He is. Azuma Nelson, fast Japanese fighter. Azuma Nelson, break fast Japanese fighter, the new One Good Morning be bragging about. I don't know what that is. YouTube has Pro Box. Okay. I think Pro Box is on here, honestly. I think it's on the zone. Yeah, I remember when he got beat by Arslanbek Markmadov, though. He got ran over, and I was thinking, like, yeah. And then a little guy named Aget Caballo comes up and just, takes him out. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's watch it. Why not? And starting in 3, 2, 1, boom. Let's get it. All right, now I'm watching Rafael Chapiri versus Shaw. Cool. Usyk versus Evander Holyfield. Good fight. Just Holyfield, he was good in his time because he was smaller. Crawford versus Ortiz, good fight. Yeah, it is actually. It very well is. I actually wanted to see that fight. Arslanmic became a vegan and destroyed his durability. Okay. It's always an excuse, people. It's always an excuse. Good jab. Good jab from Shaw. Oh, good right hand. Oh, left hook. Left hook from Shaw. Shaw got him. Shaw got left hook, right hand. Down goes Chapiri. He's out cold. He's out cold. Ooh, Chapiri's out cold. Wow. Dude, he's done. He's trying to get up. Dude, yeah, he's outside the ring, bro. He knocked his ass under the ropes. Oh my goodness. Steven Shaw got this dude out. Oh no. Barrel Strength, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Oh, dude, Chapiri, dude, yeah. So, I mean, dude, crazy. Oh, man. That's how fast you get knocked out being a heavyweight. Dude, that was crazy. Shaw was like, let me get him. Look at Shaw was like, I ain't playing with him. I ain't think I'm playing. I don't play this. I don't do this for fun. That left hook. And he knew he hurt him. Bow! Oh, he comes in, throws that left hook, and the right hand knocked him. Oh, bro, because see, the left hook by itself would have already put him down because he was going down. Then he gets hit with a left hook, then a right hand. Bow! Bow! Look, that's how he looked. Bow! Bow! That wasn't funny, but that was hilarious. Bro, Shaw, 3 straight first round knockouts in a row. He's killing it.
He's extra aggressive, so if you step in, you're able to cause a clinch and maybe rest.
He doesn't know that, he doesn't have the experience in at high level. You know, his other loss against Mahmoud, it was only the second round. He hasn't really dealt with being hurt.
That was a wrestling match as much as a boxing match. You remember a lot of that.
That's crazy, dude. Chapiri got knocked out, bro. Here's the thing about getting knocked out like that. That's in fear. Look at this. Watch him. Left hook lands and right hook. His eyes were like this. He knocked him out. Wow. Shaw, 3 straight in first round knockouts. Tomato cans. I don't know about that, bro. They're contenders. Damn that. Bro, but Shaw, bro. When he leaned, he dipped. When he dipped, boom, boom. Bro, it was over with. It was over with. It was over. Hey, that didn't last long. That didn't last long at all. Crazy, man. Rafael. And you know, he was in the training camp with Macaulay. Who do you think Derek Chisora should fight for his final fight? Somebody known. So Joseph Goodall, he beat him. And Efia Jagba. So he has 2 losses. But yeah, he's been taking guys out, bro. He's been knocking guys. He's been knocking guys out. He ain't playing no games, bro. Shaw versus Atoma next. What do you yeah, that's crazy. Shaw annihilated that dude. He got him out of there. And then Rafael, though, he's just kind of Rafael, you know, is this second loss because he had that loss to Arslan Makhmudov. That was his first loss, you know, and then that was crazy. You know what I mean? Maybe Derek versus Ruiz Ortiz. I like to see him in there with Luis Ortiz. Why not? I'm tired of those. Like fight this dude, man. Fight him. That'll probably be a good fight. Derek could probably chin him though. I think Derek's more durable. I think it's the minute Derek catches Luis Ortiz is over with. But then Ortiz is hungry and he's dangerous. All of them are dangerous. They're heavyweights. Look at Shaw. Look what Shaw just did to Chapiri. He wants a title fight. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know. But I mean, why not a title fight? I mean, if it's going to be his last fight, and they actually already said, yo, this is your last fight. This is your last hoorah, chum. It's over for you. Goodbye. Ruiz has never been chinned. He beats Chisora. Yeah, he has. Joshua chinned him. You guys forgot? He got dropped the first time ever in his career. Andy Ruiz was dropped by Anthony Joshua. These are just facts, people. When he got caught, bow, bow. When he got caught with that that left hook, okay, he missed the right uppercut because he ain't got a chin no way. So I mean, he missed. He kind of grazed that shot, but that left hook, boom, that put him down. How's it going, Kurt? Has Stanionis boots been on yet? Nah, not on yet. I was watching actually. I was carried. I moved over to the YouTube for a second. For a second. Dropped, not chinned. And Chisora doesn't punch as hard as AJ. Okay, so what the hell is okay? Yeah, this is the other. Trout versus Trinidad Snake. Okay. Yalston Trout, he's doing the bare knuckle fighting. I feel bad for him, man. That shit's brutal. You know? And that just shows you he you know, he had some good fights. And I think his career kind of spiraled after he beat Cotto. Because he beat Cotto, and Cotto was like, you know, the dude. Cotto was the man. Because Cotto beat Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez was the guy. Because Sergio was just whooping everybody. Okay, let me show you how it broke down back then in the middleweight division. Bernard Hopkins was the man. He beat Trinidad. He beat De La Hoya. He was the man at, 160. Then he gets beat by a guy named Jermaine Taylor. Jermaine Taylor not only does it once, he does it twice in two very good fights. Well, Jermaine Taylor goes and gets beat by Ghost of Pavlik. Pavlik, right? Kelly Pavlik, the Ghost. And he gets beat twice by Kelly Pavlik. And then Kelly Pavlik, then in returns, gets beat by Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez, then goes on a run. He beats Julio Cesar Chavez. He stopped that shit, that fake train. He stopped that. Then he wants to fight with Golovkin, and then he wanted some kind of drug testing. Canelo, he didn't get, he couldn't get the Canelo fight. He wanted to fight Floyd. Floyd, I think, wanted to bring him down to like 152, and he was like, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm a middleweight champion." Then he gets the fight. He gets the fight with Cotto. But before the Cotto fight, though, he fought a guy. Hold on a second. All right. So, okay, well, there we go. So he fights a guy named Martin Murray. Martin Murray, dropped Sergio like 2 or 3 times in a fight that was real sketchy, and the shit was in Argentina. And then he fights and loses to Cotto in an upset because everybody thought that, Sergio was just going to surgically just dismantle Cotto. But Cotto was being trained under Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach, got him back to throwing hooks. The hooks were crazy. And every hook that Cotto landed dropped Sergio. He went down 5 or 6 times. But one thing we learned in the Martin Murray fight, that Sergio's legs were shot. They were gone. He tried to wear this like electronic, damn near robotic looking knee brace in the ring. And then Freddie Roach was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not allowing you to wear that shit fighting my fighter. And they opted to not to allow that leg for that little object to support his knee. He had bad knees, bro. He was a cyclist before that. So Sergio Martinez, he had great stamina. It's just his knees were no good no more. And he tried to come back at some point. And I think he actually won. But, I don't think he's done so. Like, yeah, he fought. Yeah, he fought in 21. He fought in 2020. He's fought since 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's had 6 fights since then. So, he's been back on, but he's won all of his fights. But I mean, Sergio Martinez was that guy. So saying all that to say this, Miguel Cotto was the man. Okay, so you look at the history of how I just went from, Felix Trinidad to William Joppy to Bernard Hopkins to Jermaine Taylor to Kelly Pavlik to Sergio Martinez to Miguel Cotto, and then and really after Cotto, then you had Triple G, then you had Canelo, so like all of that, and it really kind of ended with those guys because who is at 160 now? Nobody. Nobody's at 160. People are actually at 168. They migrated, which 160 was always the primary heavy weight class in that space. It wasn't 168. It was 160. Right? Now it's 168, 175. So guys are getting bigger. Bernard Hopkins almost died by disrespecting the Puerto Rican flag. Yeah, and he did that shit to get up under Felix's skin, and it worked. That's the jacked up thing. He did that because he wanted Felix Trinidad angry. And he thought, well, maybe I don't think Felix is tough, but I don't think he fights good angry. I think he's unfocused. He's unglued. He can't concentrate. And see, if Felix, if he was smart, he should have threw the right hand, just shot that right hand out, go left hook to the body. Stepped around. But the problem was Bernard Hopkins was bigger. He was stronger. He was faster. He did everything better than Felix Trinidad. Everything better than Felix. But you're dealing with a Felix that was angry. I mean, he threw down that flag. He broke it and stepped on it. And, and they tried to maul him. They should have mauled him. Because, I mean, that was a punk-ass move that Bernard did. You know what I'm saying? But it was ballsy. He had balls. Square balls Bernard had doing that shit. In Puerto Rico at a stadium? You're lucky he didn't get out of there. He had to be airlifted. They were like, hey, and they was trying to kill him. They were throwing stuff at that dude like a lot. Who do you think wins? Anthony Joshua versus Martin Bakole. You know what? Seeing what I saw, and I know but Martin Bakole was just fresh off the couch. I know this. But I'll understand this as well. Seeing is believing a lot of times. When you see someone get hurt or knocked out like he did, it gives you the sense of reality that it could happen again. It just lets you know and understand you're one punch away from getting beat. You're one punch from losing everything. So you can be hurt just like everyone thinks, because everyone thought, man, when Martin starts throwing those uppercuts and those straight rights and chopping those shots, you see like, ooh, because we've seen on the highlight reel from Jared Anderson so many times, right? We saw that. How many times? Let me ask you guys a question. How many times did you guys watch? How many times did you watch Mark McCauley, the highlights, him chop up Jared Anderson? How many times do you see that? How many times did you see that highlight reel? How many times did you see it? You see what I mean? You've seen it a lot. You've seen him beat Jared Anderson at least. I've seen this shit at least a dozen or two. And it's crazy. And it's crazy because you're looking at this fight. With Joshua, because I'm looking at Stanionis, dude. Stanionis looks big, bro. He looks more hydrated. Boots Ennis looks like he's somebody that shouldn't even be in that weight class. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. If Boots Ennis gets his ass whooped tonight, it's nobody's fault but his own, because he had no business being at 147. I've said that before it happens. Not saying it will. But if he gets in there and Stanionis beats the cowboy Billy shit out of him, he should have fought Ortiz. He should have been on the fight of the card of the century. That's where he should have been. That's where he should have been. And if he pulls it off, it'll just be, he's a tough kid, with skill, which he does have skill. He's a switch hitter. He has his chin. He's durable as of now. But I think he's way too big for 147. That dude is 6 foot fucking tall. He's tall. That dude look at me eye to eye. I'm 6'2". Okay? Joshua version versus Ruiz, 2 outboxes, McCauley. No. Because, see, that was Andy Ruiz. That was 300 pounds. That was a 300-pound Andy Ruiz, man. Taking on Joshua, which he dropped about 20 pounds, 15, 20 pounds, so he can move around. Just jab and move, and Joshua would jab and move, and he did that. But, I mean, he had nothing coming at him. He had a walking punching bag. Following his ass around. It would almost look like, those new little robot security things. They're kind of flat looking. They look like kind of like R2-D2, but they're weird looking, and they come, you got them in shopping centers and shit. That's what Andy was. They're all real slow. You know what I mean? That's what Andy was. Andy was one of those things. Hold on a second, guys. So age 27 to age 30, 5'10" to 5'8", 146.4 in weight, 146.8 in weight for Stanionis. So Ennis actually came in under Stanionis. So here we go, guys. Let's get it. Ian Jones in the building. Counterpunch to you. Godzilla 2005. I would say Joshua beats Bacoli if he boxes smart by using his jab and landing combination punches while using a good high guard and uses good feints. But still, Bacoli would give Joshua a good fight. Now they're doing the anthem, so Andrew Ruiz should get Pac-Man remade with him instead of pellets. It should be sushi and Snickers. Here's the thing about Andy, and I think what spooked him when he started losing weight. If you notice, he wasn't as strong. I don't know what kind of weight loss he was on, but he wasn't as durable. See, it takes a while, and I think it's how Andy could have done it. It's just, I think Andy was more about like, let me lose weight by cardio. I think he did a lot of cardio. I don't know what he ate. Probably like some vegetarian, not enough protein in his diet, and he lost weight, and he actually was weaker of a fighter. And Chris Arreola, when he fought Chris Arreola, and he's been out of the ring at that point, he took all of 2020 off. He took half of, so like 12, 5, 17 months off. And then he fights Arreola, and Arreola just like, he beat Arreola, but Arreola hurt him. And it was like, dude, this dude can be hurting, and what's the deal with him? Versus when he fought Ortiz caught him with shots. And we know Ortiz can punch. He can punch, bro. He caught Andy with some shots, and then Andy was like, damn. Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko prime version. I don't know. Oh yeah, they messed that mic up, bro. That mic's garbage. You hear this? Huh. Okay. All right. Because I mean, you can't stop that, bro. You cannot redo a national anthem. Yeah. Oh, somebody trying to clutter it. Oh, it's free here. Not here. Yeah, don't start that. Yeah, guys, get them. Kurt, can you cover Misfits boxing? What's Misfits boxing? What is that? Did I miss something? Okay. I wish they'd ban anthems before sporting events. Man, damn, things be too long. Yeah, bro, they stretched that out. They like milked. It's like, dude, at least they used to do it where the fighters just had to kind of sit there. So at least they stopped doing that. You know what I mean? Like, don't have fighters sitting there getting all stiff listening to these anthems. You know, the only misfits in boxing is Malik Abdu. Misfits boxing is on the zone, and it's when YouTubers box each other like KSI. No, okay. Stanionis looked like a sculptured Roman weighing in boots in for his toughest fight ever. Same for Stanionis. Well, we'll get to see, peeps. We'll get to see what the dealio is. Let's see. WBA welterweight champion. You guys have to remember something. Stanionis is also a champion. This is our unification. Okay, so keep that in mind. Boots needs to stop being a weight bully. Well, if it may come back to bite him in this fight, because he's still making weight. It's just Stanionis. He's coming out first. He was so dehydrated, she had to rub that Diddy oil to look wet. Kate, please remove your husband from boxing. You'll win an award if you do so. What will you do for 100,000 subs? 100,000 more? Nothing. I just know I'll get the plaque and I'll put it up somewhere. You know what I mean? Because like the subscribers to me, I mean, when I had 40,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, I did 1 million views and 1.5 million or 2 million views a month versus now 500,000. That's not a comparison to me. So the subscribers don't mean anything to me. I mean, it's great. I pretty appreciate you guys hitting that bell and, but at the same time, it's like, hey, it is what it is. Now 100,000 more would be great. They blowing him. Do you think Deontay Wilder and Francis Ngannou will fight this year to see who hits harder between both? Are they booing him? You said Mike Belugun was a step in the right direction. I personally disagree. At least with each, he fought multiple top-level guys and never been knocked down until Moses and Dempsey on Hergovic. Well, I think what people need to understand, man, we need to let him grow. I think I did a video on that today. Let's let him grow. Let's let Moses Atoma grow. All of this fast-paced shit is just too much. Bro, he's had 11 fights. 11. Now I can understand if he had 15, 16, 17. That's different. Let this guy gradually step up. Because what happens, you can put too much on a fighter and you can do too much at a certain time, and then at the end of the day, they're not where they could be because they was forced too quick. The only thing Wilder is hitting hard now is ayahuasca. Man, that's crazy. Bro, have you seen people take that stuff? Have you seen a video on ayahuasca? It's trippy, man. So just think about the former WBC champion tripping his balls off in some forest somewhere, seeing all types of shit. That's got to be scary. I wouldn't want anything like that. You're actually seeing, No. And the crazy thing is, it's like Mike Tyson, yeah, he did it. Oscar De La Hoya, yeah, he did it. Yeah, you guys get that guy out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Thank you, Squilla 50 in the building. Another one bites the dust. Great. So, yeah, those bots are just, they're atrocious. Moses Otoma versus Wardley would be a good fight win. Well, see, that's the thing. Moses is not where Wardley is. He's not there yet. I don't see why are we trying to force Moses to be where someone else is? He's not there yet. He is not there yet. He will get there. I promise you. If because a lot of people, I know what people are doing. They're talking about the Usyk fight, and I'm thinking to myself, like, Usyk? Why would you want to fight Usyk now? Why would Usyk do that? Wilder and Aaron Rodgers doing ayahuasca together. Bro, I've seen those type. By the way, both fighters are in the ring. They are in the ring. Super Ninja 87 in the building. Counterpunch. Jake Paul's next fight will be announced next week. Who do you think it is? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's get those likes up, guys. It's 60 people in here. It's a small, nice, dedicated crowd. Let's get the likes up. We got 60 people in here. Let's get the likes up. And then donate as well. That would be great. Jake versus Joshua. That shit better be Joshua versus Jake. Just saying. David Fields, that big man in the ring. I think he would maybe beat him, though, and with Wardley, the WBC 1 ranking, it would bring a lot of Moses. It would. And I know people, you guys see the potential. You see the potential of someone like Moses, but understand its potential. You see how good he is. You want more of him. You want him challenged. You want to see it. But at the end of the day, you got to let some stuff lay. Bars. In America, it will be Build Jake versus AJ. It will be Build AJ versus Jake in Britain. Well, probably so. I mean, somebody got to be the B-side, right? I just can't imagine that being Joshua. But then again, if you think about it, if Joshua loses his next fight, he won't be looked at as the same. So next year, a fight with him and Jake Paul would probably be something, that would be interesting, because he would fail that much. That means he has 5 losses. Ruiz, the 2 to Usyk, Daniel Dubois, and whoever else he loses to, if he loses. Who wins in a boxing match, MJW or Jake Paul? Is that Michael Jai White? Probably Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White I don't see him getting beat by Jake Paul. But then Michael Jai White is getting on up there. I think he's like 57 now, 58. How old is Michael Jai White now? He's still in great shape, though. Don't get me wrong. He don't drink. He don't smoke. He follows the art of Budo, which is, martial artists that take care of their body. They don't believe in messing with their temples. Michael Jai White age. Yeah, he's 57. Yeah, he's 57 years old. He'll be 58 today. Look at Jaron Ennis squatting, 33 wins, no losses, no draws, 29 by KO. Who will KO Paul in the first? He will. Yeah, he'll knock him out. I mean, and he should, unless it's like the money they offer AJ. If they offer him, I'm gonna tell you guys something. If they offer Anthony Joshua more than $20 million, be prepared to see something strange happen. That means that something had to be in place where Jake Paul doesn't get knocked out. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But like, you know, because look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson took that $20 million. You know, Mike could have hit that boy a lot of times and he didn't. You know, and you know, it was a money scam. It was a money grab. I have a biting sensation. Yeah, you had a biting sensation because you were biting down. Look at Stanionis looking him eye to eye. Look at Jaron Ennis. Oh, this is it. Let's go. Main event is here, people. This is the main event. Undefeated versus undefeated, champion versus champion. Let's get it on. Let's see if Jaron Ennis is still the man at 147 with the IBF versus the WBA. Let's go. By the sensation. Ding, ding. Here we go. All right. Ennis jabs. Stanionis takes guard. Double jab for Ennis. Stanionis comes in with a jab. He misses. Jab for Ennis. Good jab to the body for Ennis. He jabs upstairs and jabs down. So he's trying to establish the jab early in the first round. Good jab from Stanionis. He comes in with that popping jab. First punch lands for Stanionis was a good jab. No good jab to the body. That's that. Jab upstairs, jab downstairs. Chopping right hand for Ennis. Left hook thrown for Stanionis. Blocked by Ennis. Good defense. Another jab upstairs, jab downstairs. Right uppercut lands for Ennis. I don't know how well it landed, but, you know, he was able to throw. Good chopping right to the body for Ennis. Overhand right for Ennis. Oh, good left hook for Stanionis. Because look, Ennis tried to come out right and got caught with that left hook. Right hook, right to the body. Right to the body from Stanionis. Good jab from Stanionis. Oh, good jab from Ennis. Good left from Ennis. Ennis is now in the southpaw stance. Good jab from Stanionis. He comes back. Oh, and see, Ennis knows don't get caught in the corner. So he's circling. He's circling in boxing. That's what he's doing. Oh, good combinations from Ennis. Ennis now is putting the shoe shine on. I thought Stanionis would be more busy, but I mean, he was selective, and the punches that he did open up with, he did land. He had some success. That left hook landed. It was, you know, good shot. You know, And I know it got Ennis's attention because Ennis tried to come out right, but his head was straight in the air, no guard. And there was Stanionis, bow, catching him with that left hook. First round of Boots, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a Boots because, I mean, he was just too busy. And Stanionis, if you argue that this is what it was, no. No. Come on. Come on. No, good right to the body. That was a good right to the body, man. Back. Oh, there's that left hook. And then that landed in the mandible area, around the temple area. So that was a good chin checker. Stanionis wanted to check his chin. And now, round 2. Ennis comes out straight with a double jab. And now I do want to see him fight Virgil now. Because, I mean, this could happen, and this fight would probably be the same way, unless Stanionis gets busy. Because, see, what's happened, Ennis, he's taking off. He's keeping him busy, and he's turning him. Jab. Oh, good right hook for Ennis. Oh, good jab from Stanionis. Oh, good straight left to the body from Boots. And see, and you can tell, though, Ennis wants to keep this a distance fight. He's taller. He has longer reach. And Stanionis wants it on the inside. That's why when Ennis finds himself near a corner, he wants to hold and then spin out. That's what he wants to do. Ooh, good straight left to the body. Oh, good left hook lands for Stanionis. Another left, a right lands for Stanionis. That's what happens, though. When you want to trade and you want to have your good left uppercut for Ennis. Ennis comes back. Beard. This is what the type of fight needs to be. He timed that left hook. Jab for Ennis. Good jab for Stanionis. And see, Stanionis, he needs to be more of a jabber. You jab with a jabber, because that's the highlight reel of the round. See, here's the first round. Then the second round. Yeah, he's eating that body. Yeah, he's going to the body, bro. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Taking air out of the tire. He eats a jab, but he's not eating more than Stanionis at this point. Stanionis is doing some. He's eating some shots. Keep your hands up, Mr. Boots. Yeah, he has to. Bruce Vane is going to have his foot on Boots Ennis's neck if he underperforms. Now you see, this is why I was telling y'all. I was telling y'all that Boots, he's gonna get knocked out. He showed that he was beatable. Stanionis will come more alive in the few rounds, and to Kurt, what he do, dog in him. It's the dog in him. Yeah. There you go. Good point. Look, right hook. Boom! And then see, look, the good thing is Ennis went with it. He didn't try to. He got caught with a good shot. But then, bow, left uppercut. Tough guys, bro. Right hand counter for Boots. Double jab for Boots. Another double jab. Triple jab for Boots. Boots throws a jab and a right hand. Now, and look, and he's keeping his pace. See, he keeps that pace. He can win a decision. The only thing is what happens when Stanionis starts to open up. And God forbids he actually hurts Boots. Because when he hurts Boots, things change. Oh, good body punching. Good body shots. Good body shot from Ennis. Oh, good left and a right. Anyone else lagging? Nah, I don't see any lagging. See, Boots is keeping it. Look. Oh, good right hand. Good right hand. See, that's what you get for trying to look. You can't cheat this boxing game. Boots was trying to measure him to keep him far away, and then out comes the opposite hand. Boom. Right hand lands for Stanionis. Well, I mean, you shouldn't have tried to hold on, because see, Boots is now trying to grab because he wants to keep the shorter guy at bay by any means necessary, because that's the only way he can get his shots off, which makes sense. But at the same time, it's the way you do it. Because see, Stanionis knows he has to let his hands go. Look at it, left and a right hook. Right hook for Ennis. Straight left for Ennis. Overhand right. Now, keep in mind, these are not flush landed shots. They're just keep them busy punches. These punches it's work. He's good. He's got a good work rate in. But you can tell Stanionis' punches are pretty heavy. He has some heavy shots. Oh, good right hand for Stanionis. That was a nice right. But then Boots comes right back, chopping shots to the body. 17 seconds left. Yeah, those shot, man, he's chopping. Chop. He's throwing those shots to the body. But look at Boots trying to. Yeah, get him out of here, guys. Get him out. Get him out. There you go. Yeah, Boots is a tough kid, man. He's tough because, he's taking some good shots that you got to keep in mind most people ain't took. I see it. Boots wants it at distance. Stan wants it inside. Yeah. Yeah, man. Now, see, if he was a little bit closer, because, Boots was trying to hold on. Look at him. Because he doesn't want Stanionis, a shorter guy in there. Bow! That was a good shot. But look, he takes a shot and then lands a shot. So it was just Stanionis' shot was a better shot because he had better leverage on it. Bow! Then, we've seen Triple G do something like that. That would be a prime Triple G versus Boots Ennis would be a very good fight, bro. That would be a monster hell of a fight. Oh, good left uppercut from Boots. And see, it's the work rate. It's the work rate. And see, good right hook. Standing, good right. Oh, good right hand. See, what it's going to have to come down to. Oh, good straight. I think that left uppercut hurt Stanionis a bit. He said it would beat the hell out of Boots. Good fight, man. Oh, good body shots, man. Boots is chop, or left uppercut right to the body. Now he's starting to showboat in there. Trying to get down low. Oh, good straight left to the body. Right to the body. Right upstairs. Stanionis throws a right hand. And that ref, like, you don't, when you measure in excess like that, a lot of refs don't let you do that shit, you know, because if you're not throwing punches, there's no, you know, you're just trying to obstruct that your hand. Good right hand from Stanionis. Jab for Stanionis. If you look at the body of Stanionis, you can see it's getting red down there. And see, Stanionis should really start going to the body too. You know, he's going for jabs. Oh, that jab knocked him off his placing. Good jab to the body. Ooh, good left uppercut. Ooh, good left uppercut from Boots. Then he waves to the crowd. Stan trying to cover the body. They open up the head. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the showboating, I think it's better to show up. When you start showboating, it's like almost like the fight itself is not entertaining enough for you. So you have to, no, just win the fight, bro. You know, because in what people don't understand about that showboating gets people, you know, especially like, let's say Stanionis hits him with a hard shot. All that work, somebody sees you showboating. I'm like, oh, he's a show off. I don't like show offs. You know. Let me say, do you like Pokemon? Kurt, do you think Vlad will come back? Title fight? Maybe. Probably if it was a title fight. You know. And look at Stanionis' face, and that was the first thing I seen. I said, oh, you know, he's getting busted up. Peace, brother Kurt. Smooth wheel in the building. Counterpunch to you, bro. How you been? Well, see, the thing is, it's like when Boots is not really doing himself favors by, like, you know, when he starts working the body, he just wraps him up, you know. But then Stanionis, he's not close enough to throw shots. And then when he gets close enough, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, oh, good right hand from Stanionis. He needs to let his hands go. Do exactly what Marvin told him. You know, because if he doesn't, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Straight left from Ennis. That was a good jab from Stanionis. Stanionis he's found something, because if you know Ennis, He's going to the body, but he has a tendency to drop his guard down here. So he's here, you know. Oh, good right hand from Stanionis. Dang. Body punches. He's ripping him to the body. He's hurting Stanionis to the body. Stanionis' face is bloody, bro. His face is bleeding. Bad. Mouth, nose. See ya, Leanne Rach in the building. I know you love it. You love it, yeah. Yeah, effing him up. Yeah, look, he's taking those body shots to the punch. Well, where he's to the point where now all the work to the body is paying off. You know, all the work to the body is paying off. Yeah, get him out of here, guys. Get them out. Get them out. What would be your dream boxing match? And good night, Kurt, and enjoy the fight. Godzilla 2005. I know it's late across the pond. Have a good night. Ooh, yeah, those shots. Shots are coming in. Made MTA counterpunch to you. Yeah, I know, man. They tough, bro. They're tough. Round 6 of 12, and it's crazy. Look at Stanionis' face, bro. Oh, that jab, that's a jab coming from. Is Jared is Boots? Is he a southpaw or is he? I don't know what he is really. You know, he's like Terrence Crawford. He's a switch hitter, right? A good right hand for Stanionis. And see, for Stanionis, he'll land a good shot, but they ain't enough. He needs to put those together. Excuse me. Pretty Boy Floyd, Pernell Whitaker. That's a good fight. Man, Boots is picking him apart. He's killing him softly. You know, and see, it's like Stanionis, like he remembers, like, I'm in this fight. But it's so many lulls of time where you just see Ennis. Just, you know, he's chopping these shots. And you know, he's not putting all the power on each shot. You know, he's just 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's putting, you know, every other shot has a little to it. Overhand right for Stanionis. Stanionis is not letting his hands go. Now he's starting to load up on shots. For one, okay, Boots Ennis, bro, I don't know. He does have a thick-ass beard, though. You know, but at the end of the day, it's like, he has a good chin, so you're not going to do that. That ref should actually stop Boots from doing that shit, though. You don't supposed to measure any fighter like that. You don't supposed to measure any fighter. Look at that nosebleed. There's that nosebleed. Left hook to the body. Right hook to the body. Left hook to the body. All by Boots. Oh, right hand. Right hand. Left hook to the body. Left uppercut. And down goes Stanionis. Yep. Accumulation. Look at that right arm. Bloody. Look at that right arm. Bloody. Bleeding. Go out on your shield, baby. Because, you know, look, because what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Round 6. Oh, chopping right. And see, Stanionis throws the left. He's not there. Oh. They both mug each other like, I'm still strong. Look at Stevenson over there. Hey, Stevenson. Time for Boots to move up. Well, I mean, are they calling the fight? Oh, he says he's going to stop it if he don't do it. Because, see, Marvin's been wanting Stanionis to do more. See, especially when he moves up, you can't just sit there and take that shit, because now you're at the full disposal of somebody that has one hell of a fighting arsenal. Look at it. They stopped. It's over. It's over. It's over. They stopped it in the ring, in the corner. That's shit. Go out on your shield. Not cool, Stanionis. Go out on your shield. You know, Marvin said, I'm going to stop the fight. Bro, I would have told him not. Because you tell man, you ain't stopping shit. You know what I mean? It's one thing to throw in the towel. That's when someone's in there and you have no control of that, being the fighter in the ring, in the fight at that time. But him doing what he did, that makes me look at him differently. But that also lets you understand something about Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis needs to be challenged. Now he's the WBA and the IBF. So he's the unified. I mean, I don't know where those other belts are. You got the WBO, then you got the WBC, right? But then 154, let's see what he says when we talk about 154. Because but then, he said the same thing. Damn. But yeah, he's too big for 147, but he's tough. He's still strong. He was still able to loop those shots. He's a big bastard. Look at Eddie. Eddie, Eddie's like 6'4". You know what I'm saying? So Eddie's here, and then Boots is like here somewhere. So that lets you know somebody 6'4" and just tall. This dude's what, 6 foot? How tall is Boots Ennis? He's a big boy. How tall is Jaron Boots Ennis? 5'10". Thought he was taller than that. Boots gets full credit for this win. Absolutely. Absolutely he does. He made that man allow that other man, which is his trainer, to convince his ass that this fight's over. He didn't even have any objection. That's bad. Boots versus Ortiz, that should be the fight to happen. That should be the fight to happen. Boots Ennis, there is no reason for Boots Ennis. Like, he got stopped like that. That's shit, bro. That's garbage. And the way he mugged him and all that after that, like, I'm still here and all that shit. Man, nah. I'm disappointed in what's-em-called. But hey, big up for Boots Ennis. Matchroom. Eddie's like, yeah, I'm back. Oscar's gonna start hating. Right? Yeah, for sure. I just think he's done after Stanionis. Yeah, for 147, there's nothing else for him to do. Now, if it's a big fight like a Garcia, like if he could get Garcia or something like that, or Teofimo, that would be worth going in 147. You know what I'm saying? Or staying there rather. But yeah, I don't think it's anything left. Who's there? Who is there? Who's there at 147? Who is there? I mean, you still got, Ryan looks a lot bigger than I can't wait. May 2nd, Garcia versus Romero. That's the main card, but you got Teofimo Lopez. He's fighting what's my man from Cali? The California cat. Then you have Haney taking on Ramirez. So that's going to be a good fight too, because don't sleep on Ramirez. I remember when he was in his prime fighting guys like Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, took it to Ramirez. That was probably one of his best wins, honestly. I really want to see Boots versus Virgil. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Let's see what they say. So we will see what Eddie does, Then, Eddie's going to say some shit like, he's just trying to get the unifications here. He's just trying to get them here. And once of that, we'll see what happens. I told you guys when I showcased him, when I signed him, I knew he was the best. My Eddie Hearn, his impersonation sucks. I know. But anyway, let's see. All right. Brian Norman Jr. Yeah, he has them both now. Nobody for him. If he could get all the belts, yes, but I think 154 could share it. Well, I mean, you got Fundora up there. You have Tim Tszyu. You have Keith Thurman, maybe. You have what's the guy's the guy that knocked out Tim Tszyu, and he's dangerous. I mean, because the dudes are bigger. And I think what's going to happen, the same thing that happened to Boots Ennis is going to happen to that happened to David Benavidez.
Around your waist now, the unified champion. You said you wanted to make a statement tonight here in the ring. Show that you were still one of the best in the world. Was that the statement you were looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did it, but I want to go back and watch it. I feel like I was, just getting in my groove, starting to get loose and having fun. And my dad told me just to keep pressing, you won't stop me. And what's crazy was I had a dream that I was going to stop him just like this in the 7th round. But, things happened. It came true.
That was a terrific fighter you had in front of you, undefeated.
Barbosa. Thank you, Mark.
Every single round, plus that 10-8 round. What was working for you in the ring tonight?
The biggest part was just me having my fun, being myself, and having a live body in front of me. When I got a live body in front of me, I see what happened. I put on a show. I had my fun. I show you speed, power, defense. I show you a little bit of inside game. I show you everything. I feel like I said, when I got a live body in front of me, it's a whole different story. You're going to see a whole different boots, and I'm going to keep taking it to the next level.
Body shots in this game are an investment. You were invested in that body very early in this fight. Could you feel yourself softening him up as the rounds went on?
Yeah, I felt him softening him up. I feel like I go to the body as much as I wanted to. He was much shorter in the ring. Like, the way he fight, he kneeled down. So when I was trying to really go to his body, I was like, I got to switch it up. I got to get something different. So, and I did that, and I still found a way to get to that body still. And,
Mutatalayev knocked out Tim. Yeah, Mutatalayev.
A recognized world champion. Why was it so important to you to win a title in the ring?
It was very important for me. Like I said, for this IBF belt right here, I was an interim champion. I was elevated. I woke up one morning and I was world champion. I never actually fought for this belt, and I finally was able to fight for the WBA or fight for another title and take it from the man and beat him. It's a blessing, and that's everything I always wanted, and it felt way better than sitting in the bed, waking up, and I was IBF champion.
Did it surprise you at all that it didn't come out for that last round?
No, I mean, he's a great fighter. He's a good guy, but like I said, every round I just was getting in my bag, getting in my.
Somebody get him out of here. There you go.
And I feel like I was just
Ben needs to fight Eubank first. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Facing criticism over the last few months, criticism that I know bothered you. How much of that did you bring into the ring tonight?
I definitely brought some of that in here with me. They still ain't seen nothing yet though. I got a long way to go. I'm just getting started. The party just getting started.
3 belts now around your waist. Is it more belts or is it move up?
I'm gonna enjoy my victory. Enjoy these belts. Take some time with the fam, talk to the team, and we're gonna see what's next.
Is becoming undisputed though part of your plan?
We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. Let me enjoy this victory. Chill with my fam and talk to my dad, my team, and but yeah, make sure I come to that every part. Meet me at the spot.
Congratulations, Boots.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody coming out. Philly, Jersey, Tri-State, New York, Delaware, Baltimore, DC. If I'm missing anybody, even everybody that traveled all over, even Lithuanian people. I want to thank Eddie, Matron. Appreciate y'all. Many more things that come, many more blessings to come. Shout out to my brother too.
No question about that.
So, and you've been counterpunched. Joe Gallo, crazy Joe Gallo in the building.
Fun to see.
What a wonderful, humble man. Not from me. Tear up the pound for pound list. This is one of the finest fighters in the sport. Tonight, that was a performance of one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. Now the unified world champion, Ring Magazine champion, by far the best fighter in the division. He's going to be around for a long time, 47, 54, 60. It's all coming. You're witnessing true greatness. Now he'll make his way onto the pound for pound list. We've got to fight the other champions. The future is so bright. He's the future of the sport of boxing. And what a great man from a great city in Philadelphia. You should all be so proud of him because he carries your city around with him everywhere he goes. We'll be back in Philly soon. But tonight, I'm walking away. We've been saying for a while, we want a performance where we can stand on the ropes and scream and shout, this is the best fighter in the world. We got all of that tonight against a great champion. It was the best be the best, but it was a walk in the park for true greatness, a true pound-for-pound star in Jaron Ennis. It's going to be around for a long time.
Look at Eddie, boy. Eddie can talk, man. Jesus Christ. Macaulay Schools of Jogba. Hey, we got to see. Won't be surprised if Ben knocks out Eubank. I could see that. If Ben gets opportunity, Ben is going to try to kill Eubank. He's going to try to kill him. I mean, you can just see it, because I mean, that egg thing, bro. Uh, because I mean, he wants it. I mean, he wants that. I don't know. Chris is pissed off about the drug thing. But there's the thing about that. I think that's pretty much cap too. And it's cap too because, see, Eubank didn't really seem as mad at the time as he does now. That's why I say that. I don't think that he's genuinely fuck, pissed. I don't think that he's that mad. I think that he's just using that. You know what I mean? The winner of Bakali versus Ajagba face Hrgovic. I could live with that. Yeah, why not? Let's get some mini tournaments going, But yeah, Boots Ennis, bro. That dude, he barely got a damn scratch on him. Yeah, so yeah. Whatever happened to Ajagba? He got married. Stop talking shit about AJ every other video. Because, I mean, he was getting his steam. And then when he got beat by my buddy Frank, he just kind of fell off. But then that's when he got married. And then, you know what I mean? He turned into a family man, which, he didn't have the time for it. I think, a lot of stuff, did him justice. Chris ain't pissed off. He's just playing it up. At the time, he was willing to accept the money to continue. Chris can be a prat sometimes too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have the same energy. It's like, well, yeah, he's charging it up. You know what I mean? Uncle C was a boxer too. Yeah, he told me about it, man. It's funny. He told me he got he told me he said he was pretty good. He's pretty good. Man, I have some steaks marinating, man, and it's funny. I yawned and then the phone was like ready to sleep. I'm like, huh? But no, I have some steaks and T-bones, bro. I've been marinating in Caribbean jerk for like 2 days. So I'm about to like put some olive oil on, hook that bad boy up, eat me a steak, and then lay it down. Any news about Hunter versus Pulev? Nah, I haven't heard anything, man. I'm going to reach out to Hunter, though, so we got to talk about that. Right after I do the recap on this particular fight, which was a very good night. He made him quit. He dropped him first, then made him quit. I mean, he was bleeding all over the place, people. So it was a great night of fights tonight. I thank you guys for coming on the fly. Again, it's supposed to have been a StreamYard streaming tonight, which my computer crashed, so I'm gonna have to take it to the mad scientist and see what the hell is going on. So my computer was there for what it was. Leon Rach, always love you. You already know. Eunice Butterball, Bakali versus Hrgovic. Who wins? Bakali. Bakali chops Hrgovic down. He chops him up like collard greens. That's it. Bryce Productions by who else? Squilla 50, Mark O, Anonymous Visitor. Everybody be blessed. I'm gonna jump off of here, do the fullback, and everybody's been counterpunched. Peace.